Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to play Cypher on Haven, and let's get started and start right here when you are defending on A side. So firstly, there's gonna be trips. You wanna use the trip right here since it's quite difficult to break, and there's only one way how they can break this, and it will always get you the info if they are coming in. Another one that you can use for a little later info would be like this. For this, with this one, you can play, for example, in Heaven, and if it gets broken, if somebody gets caught, you can just simply wallbang through the wall. Another one, which can be useful, would be, for example, here under Heaven, and if you have a high penetration gun and somebody gets caught here, you can wallbang him and get a kill on them, just this simply. Right here on chart, the best tripwire that you can use is very simply this one. As you can see, there's no way that the enemies can break it without them getting hit by the tripwire. So as long as you do it as close as possible to the wall, this should work fantastically, and they should always be caught before they are able to break it. So definitely use this one of the simplest. Another tripwires that can be useful would be, for example, like this, or one which is very simple when they would go in. You can just very simply combine these with a simple cage that you can place, for example, like this. If they get caught, you activate it, and you try to kill anyone who would be caught in either of these. There is few one-way cages that you can use as well. Firstly, there's this one. Place your crosshair at the height of this, right here, and simply throw your cage. It's gonna get stuck right here, and if you hear them on long, you can activate it, and as you can see, you would have a nice vision on anyone there, but the other way around, they would see pretty much nothing. Another one-way cage that is pretty broken would be this one. As you can see, there are these two symbols. You just want to run forward and run between them and aim at the bottom of this brown line. Throw there your cage a little higher, like this, if it doesn't work out for the first one. So once again, just like that, make it stuck there, and once you activate it, and you can see all the way here. And it would work greatly with the cages that you have placed before, and you can peek it. So what it looks like for the enemies, they cannot see you peeking over here since this blocks off their vision, and it works fantastically. Once again, quite difficult for enemies to aim at you if they don't know your exact position. With your cams, there's plenty of them that you can use. For example, this one. As you can see, it's gonna cover anyone who would be coming in. If you wanna gain more info, if the enemies are pushing, you can place it right here. It would see all the way on long. However, the best cam that I would recommend you to use, you need to learn how to jump on this box, which is pretty easy. You climb here and place your crosshair, your cam on this corner right here, and you jump. What it's gonna look like, as you can see, it's gonna see anyone here, anyone coming out of this, and it is super difficult for enemies to spot since you don't know where the cam is, and you would never really look up all the way here. You can also do it a bit more secretly, so that way you can see even on B a little bit if there's someone flanking from these spots, and like this. But there's plenty of disadvantages. This time enemies can sneak around this spot and this spot. However, once again, it's quite difficult to break, and it can gain you more info than the previous cam. Moving on to B side, there are these tripwires that can be very useful. This one to block off B main entrance. You can do one on the other side, like this. Let me just find it, so like that. Blocking off the left side, you can do one on this corner and one even further back. So that way it's gonna look like this. Once again, so those are some which you would not really expect in your game. As you can see, you can do one even lower, just like that. So that way it goes all the way here. So those are some of the best ones, and I would recommend to use some of them. You can usually do one on B, and I would recommend to use this one, since then you don't want to waste all of your utilities, since enemies don't usually go even on B. So yeah. On B you can also use your cam like this, just climb all the way here and place it at this spot on the side of it. Just like this. as high as you can, and you would see a lot of here. Moving on to garage, you can use either of these strips, which would work great. And you can even do a simple one-way cage right here. Just stand, not like that, like this. Under it you can stand pretty much anywhere and simply bounce it off. It's gonna land there. And once the enemies are in, you can activate it and get some free kills on an enemy inside. And once again, as you can see, it would be very difficult for enemies to spot you anywhere in the cage. Once you can do plenty of tripwires. Some of them would work like this. No one can get through this one. You can do one on the side right here, just like that. Another one you can do right here, which goes all the way here, great one. And you can do one also on this thing, just like that, once again. And you can also do them off the side of this thing, so that way it will cross all the way there. And also one like this. So there's so many variations of these strips. You can get really creative with them, especially right here. And you can also combine it with one-way cages right here. You just want to aim in the middle of this window and throw it there. And the other one, you just aim at the bottom, at the top of this, and you play backside. And if you think that the enemies are coming in, if someone gets caught in the trip, you activate both and you can peek. And as you can see, you can swing this. And enemies here would have no chance of pretty much seeing you. In the best case, I would recommend you to stay on the platform, since it would provide you even more coverage. But still, for enemies, it would be very difficult to spot you. And in the chaos and everything, they can be some free kills which you can get, especially if you have phantom, since they don't see where the bullets are coming from. And your cams, you can get really creative. You can jump on top of this box, which would be the best spot from where you can do the cams. And you can do one right here, with which you can see all the way here at long. You can do it even on this thing right here and wait for anyone to come in. You can do it on the left side at this high spot. Once again, would give you enough coverage. You can do it all the way here in the back. Once again, gives you a little cover since there's smoke coming out. And there's once again plenty of ways, but I would recommend you to use these cams. You can do one at the beginning of the round, so that way you can get info and wait for enemies to come here. So yeah, those are some of the best cams that I would recommend you to use. Obviously, I would mostly recommend you doing this one on the wall right here, since you can also see in the garage. And if you do it lower, for example, from the spot like this, you can see even further. However, you won't be able to see there, but still you can at least see the cubby. So yeah, those are some of the best tips for defense. And if you are attacking, I would recommend you those two trips for flanks. You can do one, usually you can do either one right here or one right here, depending on what you prefer. I would prefer to do it like this, since the enemy cannot swing you and catch you off guard if you place the trip right here. And the other one, I would recommend you to place him either here, so that way you cannot get flanked. But you should have in mind that the enemies can jump over it, not this high up. You usually just want to crouch and do it in your face like that. Or you can do one like this if you are going on A. Simply, so that way once again the enemies would have a hard time jumping over it, especially since they will always hit their head over this thing, and once again they cannot break it, they have to walk into it first. And yeah, so yeah, this is gonna be some simple tips and tricks with Cypher. I hope this video is gonna help you guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys soon. Bye.